Hello friends, welcome back. So in this session we will learn about a list interface from the collection API. If you see this hierarchical diagram from here you can see a list is the subtype of collection only. This list is an interface. Collection is also an interface, and this list is implementing the collection interface, and list is again implemented into abstract list. Abstract list is implementing both. It is implementing abstract collection plus a list, and for list there are two direct subclasses, that is the concrete class, and that is the implementation of a list, that is called array list and a linked list. So if you see the definition of a list is an ordered collection. It's an ordered collection. Ordered means in the same order how you have inserted the elements, in the same order the element will be added into the list. So that's why it is an ordered collection, sometimes called a sequence also. Lists lists can contain duplicate element. Yes, these both can contain duplicate element. List can have a duplicate element and linked list can also have a duplicate element. Okay, the use of list generally has a precise control over where and list each element is inserted and can accessed implemented by their integer index position. If you were used vector, you are familiar with general flavor of list, because list is almost similar to array only. Array list, that's why the name is array list. And the linked list is also a list only, but that is not using array to store the element. We will see how exactly it is storing. So here are some methods of array list or linked list. Means array list and linked list don't have any other method, that has only the implementation of a list, only the implementation of list. Okay, so here are some of the methods from list interface. One is get index, get from the specified index. So if you see the example, okay, so in this list we have added four elements, and we have just print that element. Suppose if you see the first method, get with the index number, how we can get from the index? Because this is an array, is an internally used an array to store the element, so that's why we can get directly by the array. System.out.println println this list dot index of third, get, not index of third, it will get from the index. So which one is the third element? 0 1 2 3, last one. Four elements are there, so last one only. If I give here 2, it means Purushottam Das, this name it will return. 0 1 2 Sachin, this is a 1, this because index is starting from 1 only, starting from 0 only, sorry. Okay, so this one is the get index. Set, if you want to set any element, at some position, suppose a list dot set at first index one value, that is A B C D, and if you run this one, it will see it is setting. Set means is nothing but insert only. it will replace that element, and instead of that element in the first position Purushottam Das, it will remove that element and it will set this ABCD, this value. Okay, so this is the use of set at index, and add at index is also there. Suppose if I will use add, it means it will add new element. It will add new element. Okay, next one is remove from the specific index. You can use remove from the specific index also. List dot remove from this index, so again it will come same elements. Okay, now it is removing. Next one is index of. Suppose if you want to know what exactly the index, what is the index of this one, what is the index of this element. If this element is present, it will return the number of that index, otherwise it will return negative value. Suppose this, if you see return the index of last occurrence of specified element in this list, or -1 if the list does not contain the element. More formally, return the higher index in such that in this implementation it will return, or it will use equals only. Okay, the next one is last index of. Oh sorry, we have used last index only. No, index of is suppose sometime what happens, if I add some more elements here. Suppose I will add here ABCD, X Y X Y something. I will add here, and again I will add here this element. So what will be the values, because I am applying index of, so the index of this element is first one, and the last index is 7. Last index of this one, not Ramnivas, because Ramnivas, that this element is once only, but this element is not once, this is element 2. So first one index is 0, and the last index of this element is 5th one, so it is coming as 5th one. Okay, so this is the index of and last index of. Okay, list iterator. Here is one list iterator. You can get the list iterator also, same like as an iterator only, but that is specific for list only. That is a specific for a list only. List dot list iterator or iterator, both you can get, no issue, because iterator is coming from collection interface. List iterator is coming from list interface, so you can get list iterator, no issue. And list iterator of a string. So if you see, okay, list iterator, list iterator. Okay, list iterator. So if you open this list iterator, again it is extending iterator only. is iterator only, but they are making specifically for list by adding next, has next, next. That element, that method is coming from iterator only, because iterator has next, next, and remove. These four methods for each remaining, these methods are already there in iterator. And what extra list iterator is adding, has next is already there, next is already there, has previews is also there, because you can move from forward to backward. For that purpose it will return, because if you are list iterator you are moving in the reverse order, then you have to check for this one. Same as has next. Previous element, this is for previous element. Next index, it will return the next index. What will be the next index, what will be the previous index. Remove, it is coming from list only. Set, it will be used to set also. You can set or you can add, that is up to your choice. So these are the extra methods a list iterator is adding, so you can verify that one, that is not an issue. Okay, so this is a list iterator. Next one is list iterator from this index. From this index onward you can get, that is also fine, that is also fine. Suppose if this is a list iterator, and if I use this iterator has next something. Okay, first let me iterate this one. List iterator dot next. Okay, so if you run this one, it is iterating. List iterator has next iterations, this is fine. This one is here, list iterator dot println. Okay, sorry. So we have used here if, actually we have to put into loop. So yeah, we can iterate in this way also using list iterator. If I will give here some index position like third one, so iterator will start from the third index. Yes, now the remaining element, how many total elements are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 are the total elements, but the index will be started from third now, means from the third one, 0 1 2 3. So from third onward, how many elements are there, the inside that iterator is coming. If I will give here 2, from 2 to 4, if I will give I think that is not there. Okay, so the next one is from int total. Okay, sublist, that is sublist. Okay, it will return the sublist also. If you want to get the sublist, how will you do? Okay, so this is the list iterator, and the next one is sublist dot sublist. If you say I need sublist, means from this list I want another list of two elements that you can get. I'm directly printing here, that here. Okay, from 2 to 2, what exactly should return? It should return a sublist. Okay, so from 2 to which index? From second to second index, so nothing will be there. So if I say from second to fifth index, it will return Sajjan 0 1 2 to next fifth index 1 2 3 4 5. Yes, this must be the elements. These three will be the elements for that one. Okay, so this is the sublist. We can get the sublist in this way. Next one is the replace all. It will replace all using this unary operator E. Okay, so how we will use this replace all? Let's see. Suppose list dot replace all, using this remove using predicate we have already seen in the collection interface, but replace all using this unary operator. This is unary operator. It is accepting one unary operator, and in this unary operator, if you open, that is another functional interface, and this functional interface that is returning one unary operator, means that is returning one generic value. So suppose how will you give, we can give directly that implementation here, UOPERA operator. Okay, we can give that implementation here, and we have to return ABC. That's it. And now if you run, all will be replaced with this value. All will be replaced. You have to give just here unary operator. This is the use of unary operator here. Okay. Okay, so the next one is short. You have to give one comparator. We have already seen how we can use, actually how we can short. Suppose list dot short, we have to give some comparator. Using that comparator we can use, and that comparator we have already seen. We can give the comparator for other classes, yes, this is a comparator. So to compare the list we can give the comparators also. Okay, that is also we can do, no issue, fine. If you want to watch what exactly the comparator and how exactly we can give the comparator for existing classes, that you can watch that session again. Okay, and okay, these are the methods in this list interface, and so, and this same thing we can apply for array list also, because currently we have created array list, and in the same we can use a linked list also. Same we can use for linked list, because that is nothing but the implementations only. Array list and linked list are the implementations, or the implementation. All functionalities are same, but just the implementations are a different way. Because why they have given these two different, either we can use array list or we can use linked list, but the implementations are provided in two separate classes. Why? We have to see that difference and what exactly it is the benefits to give the two different types of implementations. So array list implements the list interface into a dynamic array. Dynamic array means with some size it will create. Suppose if you see the first one, then with by default array size something will be there. If I will give here 10, it means, so in this way we can create the array list of a specific size. If we give 10, then initial capacity will be 10 only. By default some initial capacity it is taking by default. Okay, so here if you see, the array list is nothing but the implementation of a list interface into a dynamic array. Array list grow its size automatically when elements are added into the list. Suppose by default if it is creating some default capacity, if the elements are exceeding then that capacity, the array will automatically grow, means it will create a new array and it will add all the elements into that array. So here are some points for array list. It is used for fast accessing the element. So it is used for fast accessing the elements, because array element we can access very fastly with using index, with the using of index. It is use the index notion to store the elements. Definitely if it is an array, then it has to be stored the elements into index notion only. It is a fast to access the element but slow to add and delete the elements. Elements can be accessed very fastly, but while deleting and adding you will face the complexity and you will face some slowness, because what you have to do while adding into the middle of the array, you have to shift all the elements. And if while deleting also you have to shift all the elements again. So that is very complex and it is very slow. So it allows the duplicate elements. The list is allowing duplicate element, no issue. And to know more about that one, we can see the array of a data structure. And what is the difference of linked list? Linked list is implementing the list interface and implements the data structure linked list concept to store the elements internally. Suppose internally array list use dynamic array to store the element, and linked list use data structure linked list concept to store the elements. It is allow the duplicate element. Yeah, definitely list is allowing duplicate element, so that's why it is a duplicate element. It implements doubly linked list. It implements doubly linked list data structure concept. What is doubly linked list data structure concept? We will see these all. What is array? Array we have already seen in our programming language, but from the perspective of data structure we will see that one. And when we will start the data structure course, we will see this thoroughly. What is doubly linked list, what is array, what is one way linked list, what is doubly linked list, stack, queue, all these we will see how we can implement those, and how we can store, how we can implement searching algorithms. All that concepts we will see. Currently just you understand, array list implements dynamic array and linked list implement doubly linked list concept to store the elements. Array list use dynamic array to store the element. Linked list use doubly linked list concept to store the elements. Okay, and in this linked list, adding and insertion new element into list is very faster. We will see why it is faster. And searching and getting the element, that is very slow. If you see the difference, array list use array and index notion of data structure to store the element. Array list use array and index notion of data structure to store the element, but linked list use doubly linked list data structure concept to store the element. Faster for searching and accessing the element. Array list is faster for searching and accessing the element. Slow to search and access. In linked list it is a slow to search and access. And array list is complex and slow. Array list is complex and slow for addition, insertion and deletion the element. Addition, insertion and deletion of element is very complex in array list, but addition, insertion and deletion in linked list is very faster and very easy. But searching and accessing of element in the linked list is very slow as compared to array list. But in array list, searching of an element and accessing of element is very faster. And this is the direct this is the structure how data will be stored. See, this is an array. We have already seen arrays in our programming language. Array, this 5, 10, 8, 4, 6, 9, 7, 2, these all are the elements, and these are the index. At 0 index means at first index 5 is stored, at second index 10 is stored, and so on it will goes. But in linked list it will not be stored in this way. Some area it will acquire for start. Here it will pointing the memory address of data where exactly the first element is started. Suppose first element is stored at 2001. So at 2001 it will store 5. And in this node, this is a node. This 3 box, if you are seeing here, value will be there, next will be there, and previous will be there. So this complete is a node. This is a node. Completely this is a node. So that node has a 3 properties. One is a value, what exactly the value you want to store, that is a value. Next what will be, next is nothing but the address of our next node, and previous is nothing but is the address of previous node. So here this 5 is, if you see the previous, that is a nothing but the starting index. So if it is this is starting index, and the next is representing the address of a next node. So address of a next node is at 2002. In this 2002 10 is stored, and from the at the next part of this node the next node address is present 2003. So this is a 2003. So at this 2003 8 is stored, and this 8 is taking the address of a next node also. So it will goes like that only. And in the last, if you see, this is the last node is 2008, and this don't have any next node. So this is the last node, and the last node is pointing this address here also 2008. Whenever you will add new element, the end point of this this node will be changed, and it will be added here also. Whatever be the next next node element, next node address, it will come here. So this is the linked list and array list. And this is a difference between array list and linked list. To know more about array list and linked list, you can see the data structure array concept and data structure doubly linked list concept. It is a similar, and the same is implemented into this array list and linked list. So in the next session we will see set collection API of collection framework. So I hope you like this session. Please subscribe my channel, and we will see you in the next session. Till that, bye bye, and thanks for watching.